I think we got a problem, Houston. It's starting. There you go. See how it's sort of building up? And not really wanting to go down? I think we gotta clog it somewhere. Another telltale sign is this. The blub 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 afterwards. Alright, so we're going to take the trap out first and check that, although I don't think that's where the problem is. I really like this little plastic fitting here because I'll just let that drain a second. Because you don't need any tools and it doesn't leak. So we'll just loosen that out. Oh, I just turned the whole thing, so I need my other hand. Hold on a minute. Okay, now I got it loose, so I'll just continue loosening that. Why, looky there. What is that? I think I have found the issue. So in this particular case, the clog is upstream of there, and taking the trap out wasn't necessarily even necessary, but I did do that just to demonstrate. I kind of knew where the clog was, but anyway, what we need to do now is disconnect the drain assembly in this sink, and that's very easy. It's right back here, you see, with this rod, and there's a nut of some kind. Yours may be plastic. I don't know if this is plastic or metal, but you have to unscrew that, and then what's going to happen is that whole arm, and there's a ball inside along with that piece, will come out, and then the drain stopper in the sink will come out, and then we can see right through the pipe, and I'm sure we'll clear the clog by doing all of that. Okay, you can see I have that loose now. I'll just pull it right out. Just like that. You can clean that up too, because you can see it's pretty grody. But let's take a look in the sink now. Let's see what else we have in the magical caverns. By the way, you don't want to put the water on at this point because that will just go and flood your house now. It does look like, I don't know if you can see anything, you can see that white down at the bottom. That pipe is perfectly clear now. So this was the entire issue right here. So all we have to do is get that cleaned up, and then we should have a nice running sink again. Okay, so we've cleared our leak, which was actually in the drain stopper thing over here, and now it's time to put everything back together. So here's the piece from the sink. This is the stopper, okay, and you can see it has just that piece on it. So it went in the sink with the logo looking the right way, so it drops in the pipe just like that. And the idea is that goes through that. See, just like that. But that all has to happen right within there. So you have to drop this in and then get that in there and kind of monkey it around until you get it latched in, and it operates and pops this up and down. When you do that, you can then tighten the nut down. Okay, and here's this piece to go back, the trap. And I just kind of cleaned it out. I don't know if I showed you before, but it had all kinds of black stuff that looked sort of like maybe a gasket. It's not. That's like mushroom type stuff growing in there. I don't know. So you don't want to really lick that too much. But now you just put it back together. Goes this way, obviously. And it fits in. So I need two hands to do this, obviously. So you just put that one up and cinch that down, and put that on there and cinch that down. Okay, so that's all back together. Everything's good. And you can see here that the drain stopper operates just like it did before. But there's one other thing that I like to do when you get a gurgly sink, and that's the overflow here. I like to shoot some compressed air down there, because that, as you can see, channels down and goes right into the drain. So normally what will happen if you didn't have that is the drain will get that like spiral looking, as they call it, the Coriolis effect kind of thing, that little whirlpool, excuse me, going down like that. But when you have that, it acts as like an air vent for it and allows it to go down even faster yet. So because there was black stuff that was building up in there, it might be built up in there. So to do that, we're just going to go and plug the sink, just because you don't know. And right over here, I have some air. So I'll just jam that in the hole right there. Kind of, this has like a rubber tip on it, so as good as it'll seal. Probably not going to hear anything, or this may not even do anything, but I like to just do it as a matter of course anyway. So that's that. Let's test it out. Water's running. This was here from before when I moved the bowl away, but everything is dry. Perfectly dry. All the water is going down. That is the sound of that, and you'll notice there's not much of a little whirlpool there. Perfect. Alright, so that was fixing the drain. Now one other tip I just wanted to share with you here is when you're working on the sink and you're all done with everything, do a little preventative maintenance. Plug the sink first, just in case you drop something, and take out the little strainer here. Okay, now for that, it just unscrews. Be careful when you take it out. Always have the drain plugged, because there may be a washer that falls out. See all that stuff that came out there? You need all these parts in this order. So let me take it over here and take it apart. Okay, so now with that removed, there is a washer up in here, right there, that just fits up in there. That's the one that you're likely to drop, and it'll go down the drain, and that. It's just kind of hanging there now. And take all of this apart and clean it all out. Chances are you're going to find little black dots of stuff. Now I just cleaned this recently, so you won't really see anything. You'll find little black dots of stuff, and those are minerals and other crud in the water, and that clogs up this little aerator, and your water pressure doesn't seem as good. So after you do this, especially if you're on well water where you have a lot of little particles and particulate matter in the water, this will be something you'll want to do really every month. Only takes a minute or so. You can just take these out, clean them under running water, and then put it back together. But in case you're interested, I did want to show you. I'll take the washer out so we don't lose that. Besides a couple little pieces in the sink here, the sink is pretty much clean. I'm going to run the water now. I want to show you how much stuff really is in the water. This is what your sink looks like without the aerator on it. See all that stuff down at the bottom of the sink? That's all little stuff that goes through this little aerator, but you generally don't see it. So there's a lot of stuff in the water. Ain't gonna stop me from drinking it. Not paying no $1.75 a bottle of naive water. That's kind of ridiculous. But now we'll put it back together. Okay, just put it back together in the reverse order. Yours may look different, but just stick her back. and then it screws back in the sink here. Now I need to tighten that with my other hand, and now we'll test it out. That little sound that it made was simply that little aerator getting filled up for the first time since it was run dry. And that's it, a perfectly draining sink. So if that saved you thousands of dollars, make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.